This conference will now be recorded.
I'll call this meeting of the Lodgers Tax for Tuesday, June 28th, 2020 to order now. I'll accept a motion on the agenda.
So, you want to tell Melissa? Okay. So,
Have you read the agenda?
yeah, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to want to say,
I'll make a motion.
I'll make a motion
And then she'll have a
to
second.
approve the agenda, and then I'll second.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
And I'll second.
Everyone have a chance to read the meetings?
The minutes?
Minutes?
Yes.
Oh, wait, you just have to call for all ayes or.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 I'll accept a motion to consider the minutes of March 9th, 2022.
I'll make a motion to, the consideration of minutes for March 9th, 2022.
And I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public comment.
You don't have anybody on either.
So I do have some comments. Can I make the public comments?
That's not okay.
Okay. So on the last Lodgers Tech Committee, we had talked about a couple things, some requirements that we were asking some of the event holders. One was the rodeo. And so one of the things that we had asked is that they had changed their advertising for Lee County on their jackets and promotional items. Have you seen the jackets? and
Yes,
promotional
so,
items?
we actually did distribute their check, their reimbursement for it. And, I made her send me pictures, actually. I don't have them,
Okay.
but, in the check, I believe you guys, they have them. And I might have it in an email and I can forward it to you.
Yeah, just for it so we can have it in a file or something.
Yeah, so I, like I said, I got pictures of the jackets that were changed. And then, for the overnight stay, Vidal just said that the valuation is what we accepted as the
So-
for overnight stays.
So I suggest that we change that because it's easy to have and I've been to rodeos before, like barrel racing and stuff. And on the entry table, when they check in, it's a little card that they fill out that says, where did you stay? Did you stay in Lovington? Did you stay in Hobbs? Was it an RV and so on? So it wasn't anything like overwhelming, but it was just like a little printout card that all the attendees, all the contestants were required to fill out, which will give us some data, especially for like Lovington Inn, Comfort Inn, our hotels, to see if events like this are bringing in overnight stays, which is the importance of Lodgers Tax. So I suggest that we have an actual overnight stay survey that they should submit.
So in that, do you want to require all event holders or just rodeo? Because I feel like that is, I don't want to create that animosity
It should
only
be for all of them.
requiring only.
It should be for all of them,
So
because you can't keep picky and choosing and go,
I
who's one
agree.
for
I
them?
agree. Well, if on some of the events,
Kelly's on.
No, I think that's Mata that's on.
okay, so.
Yeah, I was
Always
gonna
on.
say,
So,
if you guys
is
wanted
about
that,
Mara's
then
event.
Leslie, what I was gonna say, if you guys want to do that, then I would suggest or ask that the Lodgers Tax actually provide us the form that they're gonna want us to like have, so that it's fair for everybody across the board and it's getting the information that you guys are requesting, instead of everybody individually creating their own survey and putting it out their own way.
Yes, I agree with Mara. So thank you, Mara. But yes, I think it would be a simple form. There's lots of them that I've seen. So I think we should have a form and try to start getting some data on what these events are bringing in for our hotels. even our RV parks, because they're charging tax on less than 30 days anyway, so that way we can see what events are bringing in.
Are all the RV parks in town on this list? That y'all sent out, the,
The whole audit, report, or not audit, but the whole report, yeah, most of them are paying their lot. Basically, she's asking if most of them are paying their lodgers.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all of
We're
them that we have.
keeping up with it and, I mean, they're coming in pretty good. They're
well,
paying.
see, quite a few of them on there, and I was really impressed and pleased.
Yeah.
that
Yeah, they do.
It was getting them too, because I know there is a bunch of them that stay just
Mhm.
a couple weeks, but they're here on the weekends too.
Yeah.
And, you know, anytime I travel, what the please.
Yeah.
RV park, a hotel.
So do we don't need to vote on that, right? You're just gonna create a form?
Yeah,
Okay.
so, let's see. So I think that's why like that but like you said, anybody can go and put whatever numbers they want to, but I think that's why that evaluation form was created, so that way we can see it. So I guess we can get rid of that and I can create another form. So,
Well, not another form, but just that an additional, like, so we can start tracking
You can give them
how,
a piece of paper and say, back copies of this and hand it out to your contestants.
yeah, like, we can say, what local hotel are you staying at? Space. Are you staying in homes? Space. Are you staying in an RV park? You know, are you coming in just for the day and leaving again? So then they would have to put it out on their tables, gather results, scan it in, bring it to
But-
it. So at least we have some kind of data to work off of.
Leslie, so
Okay.
then it would be an additional form to the evaluation, so we would still have to submit the evaluation and the survey forms?
Correct?
Okay, so it is 2 forms. I would ask, as somebody that regularly requests lodger's tax, that we instead change the current evaluation form, because it doesn't really provide any of that information to begin with. So what purpose does it really serve? And then even
So-
going on the first form where we request, the page 1 and page 2 are very redundant. They're asking the exact same things.
So if, I feel like we should have a wrap up from the event holder in addition to the data.
You need to know how many people are coming. And they're using this money to promote it.
Right.
We need to know how many is actually showing up for it.
Yeah, so the form the survey form would be just a data tool for us. But then the event holders would just kind of have a wrap up and say, this is kind of what happened at the event. This is how many people we estimated, so on and so forth.
okay,
So,
yeah, I will look to see what other places do and try and create a form to give to
I may have some old examples too. So,
yeah, that help out.
okay, because it's really not a big form. It's just a little card that I've seen sitting on tables, but I think I might have some.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And the other thing is that Evelyn was asked, because she had the first event, on making sure that everyone had their sales tax ID account. Did that happen?
I think we had quite a bit of vendors come in to get like
Well, I don't care about that. I do
But-
care about the business registration. Don't get me wrong.
No, that's what I'm trying to explain. Whenever they do come in to get,
Right.
it's not a business registration, we call it an event form or event permit, or a business registration, we require that GRT number, and that's what I
But did
did.
the event holders make it a point that they got it?
Yes, because it's required to get the permit.
So
Yeah.
Evelyn did. I'm not
I
talking,
don't-
food vendors. I'm talking about all the vendors.
Like I said, we had quite a bit, but I'm not sure if every single one of them, I didn't go to the event, so I guess we could
Because
say
I know
that
Vidal
we're-
said he was going to go to the event. I just wondered.
Yeah, I didn't go to the event, so, and Shannon and me are not really in a position to go and track every single
Gotcha.
vendor, but I know we had quite a bit more than we usually do
Okay, good.
come in and get some. And then even some of them establish their business here, like, for example, Creations Divas or whatever.
Okay.
She ended up opening a business.
So when we all work together,
Yeah.
it's good for all of us.
But like I said, I don't know of every single one of them, and I can't answer that.
Well, we're not Miranda and the police station, but if we're all trying to do our part, that's good. Okay, that's the only thing. The other thing is, and I did not go to Mara's event, I know she's here. How did Lovington go over, and what's the status on the mural?
Mata,
As most of our events, I honestly, the biggest thing was it did have a low attendance rate. We did have people from Hobbs, and they specifically quoted our Facebook ads as why they saw it and were able to come down. We're not yet complete with the mural, so it is in process. I did reach out and ask what our deadline was, and I was told that just as soon as possible. So once we get that finished up, we're gonna do like a round 2. And I want to say that the Love Lovington mural also includes the Keep Lovington Beautiful campaign. So it's not just the mural; it's the whole month long.
So how's that campaign going?
Everything's been posted, shared. We've done live videos, ads, but the community isn't coming out and participating.
Okay.
And
Thank
one
you.
of the other things that I did want to know is I understand that the biggest push for lodging tax is overnight stays, but as a community like Lovington, our biggest thing is going to be just drawing in visitors from other areas, right? So from like Hobbs, Eunice, and Jow. And while it may not create an overnight stay, it still does really benefit the entire community.
so, and, we haven't actually reimbursed Mata, because like she said, whenever she asked for a deadline, I said, I mean, if you need time to give me that invoice or whatever, that's fine. So that's why it's included in the financial report. So Mata has not gotten her funding for, Smokin' or for the Love and Lovington yet. So just to let you know.
Okay, it's finished now, yeah. Sorry about it, though.
Yeah, she just I guess she's trying to get all her receipts in for the ads and everything to give to me. That way we have documentation on what she spent her lodging tax funding on.
And they have till the 25th, right?
Yeah, and it was a later event anyway, so. And her Love and Lovington, campaign kind of went over the whole month, so that's why she hadn't gotten that one in either.
Okay.
Are we done with public comment?
Hmm?
Are we done with public comment?
Yes.
So, yeah, we might get it out.
Well, that was probably consideration of minutes too. I think another thing is with lodgers tax that would be helpful determining some of these events is that when, you were talking about giving us the pictures of the swag items that the rodeo gave out, is that we kind of got the event wrap-ups too. So we can kind of see and determine how the events went and.
I didn't get to go. Or could me anything I can do.
Okay, I noted that.
Okay, are we done with public? Now let's go to non-action items. First thing on our agenda is to discuss presentation and event holders disbursement with lodgers tax.
Hey, Mata, do you want to go ahead and start with non-vacant shindig? She's working the food truck, so. Mata,
We can go on and come back to it.
okay, do you want to start with?
So my question is on Party in the Park with the chamber, is that I think there's an issue there because we just are the recommendation board, correct? then it goes to city commission, and city commission has to approve this. So city commission is not going to meet until the 11th. So what is the ground rules of them approving events that have already happened a week in the past? And also, I think it would be hard for the chamber to go ahead and spend money on certain advertising and funding on the condition that it could go either way on them getting a reimbursement for stuff that's already been spent and dedicated. And then they may not even get approved.
I guess the way to look at it is, even if the funding is approved, if we feel like we don't want to just reimburse them, I think we have that. So like if
Correct.
like for an example, if the rodeo didn't meet the requirements followed, then we wouldn't reimburse them.
But wouldn't that be hard on the chamber if they go ahead and spend $6,700 and they have no idea if they're going to get reimbursed or not on an event that's already happened?
It could be, it could be, but the issue of this is super,
Commissioners are
yeah.
Pretty,
So usually with Party in the Park, they usually submit on the last quarter for lodgers tax funding. So like the last time we had a meeting, they submitted in the March meeting, which is considered last quarter for lodgers tax. Since there was a transition in chamber directors and everything, I think it got missed to submit it to the lodgers tax board.
It may have.
And it was on my part too, because I didn't notice that she wasn't in the group email until Friday. And I figured maybe Leslie might have passed information, somebody might have passed information, but I was like, you know what, let me reach out to Isabella, let me email her, and I did, and that's why it came in so late. And
So
I
we
think
can't determine if they're gonna vote yes or no. That's the problem.
we can't.
beat your hubby, make sure he does.
Well, there's 5 commissioners, and what is the guidelines on approving funding on an event that's already happened?
That has not come up, like, again, usually they have submitted way before the event.
So do you think that would,
I mean, they usually do take the recommendation
Yeah.
for the board.
Yeah,
They-
last meeting,
oh my, their recommendations.
there was all kinds of discussion on it, so.
Well,
I think
it
the
was
last
because of
meeting,
the-
it was higher, so they were a little concerned about how high it was, and they didn't understand we hadn't met for 2 years, and so we had a lot more money. I know that Trujillo was just concerned about if there was going to be any left, and that was his biggest issue, is just if there was going to be money left.
The only thing is that like there's no money for the other events. So we're looking at that there's 8,000, there's 8,000 to spend for the first quarter, correct?
So if you want to, do you want to discuss, because this is part of the financial report. Right now, we're in the discussion or presentation of the event holder disbursement. And that way we can get into the financial report, and that way I can explain that.
Let's discuss the largest tax
Because,
financial report.
well, I mean, Mata is available, so if you want her to present that way, because that's the way the agenda,
Is she available?
yeah, it's because that's the way the agenda goes. So right, like I said, right now,
Let's get her done.
we're in the,
So, okay, is she on?
Mata. Or do you want to go ahead and get museums real quick?
Yes, I'm on, and hey, I'm gonna do the museums as well.
Okay. Go ahead, Mata.
So our first thing that we're requesting funds is for the Not Vacant Shindig. We were funded by Maddox this year with an opportunity grant to do 4 pop-up events, similar to what we did last year with Little Flip and the rock concert. It was very well received by the community, and Maddox was really liked the way that it was done. And so we are able to or we're going to be able to do that 4 times this year. And so we were trying to get some additional funding, really just to advertise it. It does bring a lot of a different, diverse crowd. So it's not like our traditional country that we do in the summer, but it does just be more of an inclusive event for the community. And then the second thing that we're asking funds for is we also received funds from the Maddox Foundation to partner with the Lee County Museum on a concert that was specific to the demographic for, I would say, seniors or a little bit older. And so we would also like funds to be able to advertise that and get people to come to that.
So both of those you got Maddox funds for?
It's specifically for the music and the like performances is what the funding is for.
Okay, how about the museum's town hall concert series?
That was put in by the.
Yeah, I think she got it confused because her second event, it's called Settlers Day at the museum, and she was thinking,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so.
Yes, what Jaylene said.
I don't like the non-vacant shindig being in a building that's not up to code. That's my issue with non-vacant shindig, is that the reason is that we have codes is to make sure that people are safe. There's no handicap compliant bathrooms. There's no handicap ramps.
We have porta potties that we bring out that does have a handicapped bathroom with it, and we do carry insurance on the event.
What is the building that you're looking to have it at?
Well, one of them is going to be Paper Party Emporium. One of them is going to be the Lee Theater. I would like to request one to be the Troy Harris Center. And then the last one, it would either go back to being at the Paper Party Emporium, or if we were able to work with John on the Lee County State Bank building, that's where it would go.
So is Lee County State Bank and Party Emporium up to code?
Party Emporium is not.
Okay. Lee County State-
That's this.
It's up to code in the sense that like it can have an event. We do work with the fire department, and that's why we fixed the electrical on it last year before the Little Flip concert. I would also say that the Troy Harris Center, if we're granted that permission, is also up to code as we were previously housed in it. And same thing with the Lee County Museum.
Okay, hey, hold on, Mata, real quick. So I don't think it'd be in this board's, I don't know if I want to say rights or power to restrict it, not being code. That's something that we need to talk to our code enforcement officer.
Yes.
So if you guys, this fall, just only giving funding to the event. Sorry, she's not,
And is Settlers Day going to be, is the concert in their pavilion?
The concert for the museum, I'm assuming they want it in the pavilion, yes.
Okay. Okay.
all right, thank you, Mata.
Okay.
Back to Party in the Park. I talked to Isabella. She said she was going to see if David Munoz could make it in. Obviously he couldn't. She had a live video on Facebook to promote the event, so she wasn't able to make it as well. But so she's not here to present, but her packet is in the, or her request is in the packet. So not really any questions you guys could ask her as much for, I mean, it pretty much it's an annual event, we know what goes on there.
Yeah. So now we just need to do the concert series with the museum.
That is 2 concerts that I know that, that's 2 concerts that they have coming up. Their demographic is a little bit different than perhaps other people's demographics, but I think they provide value to the community.
Any questions on the rest of them?
Any questions for me?
No.
I saw her
Just
say,
be hiding over there.
yeah, I saw her
got
nodding
my
and
house.
shaking her head and stuff. She's absorbing.
I'm absorbed.
You're absorbing.
We have my house.
I know.
So like, one thing to like help us consider too is like at the Livingston Inn to see if during the 4th of July holiday, if you're gonna get overnight lodgers over there.
Mhm.
And if you have in the past,
Like
for the
Fair
4th of July.
Rodeo,
I know Fair Rodeo.
Yeah, and so
But I-
they didn't submit, and I sent it over, they didn't submit for.
yeah, we won't have another one till after Fair Rodeo.
So I'm guessing they're good.
Try to do it all themselves.
Yeah, I guess so, but that's a, but going into the financial report, I guess we can go.
Right.
Okay, let me do
Tracy.
this. Oh, I'm actually going to, Jason's gonna kind of see how we do
watch and see what y'all are doing.
Oh, okay.
financial
Yeah, at least I
report.
remember your back.
So,
Get Robbie down.
Oh, no.
so I explained this to Melissa. So this meeting will approve funding for the first quarter, which will run from July through,
September.
September. And so, our last finance director put in for the budget an estimated revenue for lodger's tax for $80,000 for this year. That's a little low. Usually we are at 100 to 150. But, taking that budget that we submitted, this is the numbers that it looks like. So, per NMSA requirements, we have to spend like 40% of it. And so 40% for the year of this lodger's tax would be the $32,000. It was approved last night to do the dedicated chamber, Main Street and museum funding out of lodger's tax for the year. 17,500 comes from lodger's tax for the whole year for chamber and Main Street. 10,000 comes from lodger's tax for museum. And then we do a public safety transfer. This is just for us to provide our public services at these events. Street, it goes all the way from street, police, fire, Parks and Rec, all of the, yes, all of those employee or personnel. And then, of course, our July 4th fireworks. So they went up about $2,000. And
You're looking at something.
yeah, they went up quite a bit. So that did go up a little bit, but we've always paid July 4th fireworks out of lodger's tax. And then I went ahead and I added the 4th quarter remaining that we had, just so that we know.
Because
because we have-
Spend it all.
Yeah, that includes Mata's, Main Streets, the two, and then Chambers, the $1,750
For the sign,
for the little plate, what are they? Yes.
chalkboard, chalkboard.
Yes,
signs.
and so that could come in this quarter, so I went ahead and added that, because that's going to be something that comes out in this quarter.
Yeah.
So our cash balance as of 6/27, which we printed out yesterday, was 31,500. I know it's a little bit different from what I gave y'all. That's because they were able to enter a few more deposits in from lodger's tax funding, so it went up about 2,000. Altogether, our first quarter obligation is the 38,000. Now, that's more than our cash balance, but the thing is, we are estimated to get that 16,000 per the budget. We probably will get more. That budget was very low, but per the budget, we're estimated to get $16,000. Since it is a high quarter obligation, I mean, they are going to be high quarter obligations. And we still have some payments that we need to pay in our balance at 31,000.
So they're all gonna be high quarter.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're pretty much, but to be a little conservative for this quarter, we are recommending to only spend the $8,000 required.
Yeah.
But it is up to you guys to spend more or not. It's just, you can think about that $16,000 coming in. If it does, it might come in more, it might come in less. Just think about the events that are coming up. So like we said, Fair and Rodeo is coming. We'll have some overnight lodging for Fair and Rodeo. Remaining of the summers here, we're gonna have some overnight stays for the summer. And then in the next quarter, to think about events in that quarter, what we're going to have requests for too, and what we want to fund in that quarter.
Halloween coming up. And, Blackbird Sale.
Yes, and
So
so
that'd
there's
be
gonna be a
more.
couple of things, a craft show, and there's
Yeah,
gonna be a
it'll
couple,
come out in September.
because I know I have somebody already asking about that quarter.
Yeah.
So there's,
October, November, December is what you're
Yeah.
looking at. Yeah, I'm sure all the quarters are, and that's good that we have stuff going on.
Yeah, but January, February, March.
but this,
fucking dead.
this is usually our lowest funding quarter too. I think the last time, that we met in 2019, I think we only gave a good like 12 or 15,000 altogether too. And it was just because we were trying to be conservative for the rest of the quarters and the rest of the year. But like I said, you guys can completely negotiate how much you guys want to give to each of them.
What else do we need to know about that?
But that's kind of what, the reason why we recommended the amounts that we did. We wanted to give what we could to Party in the Park, only because we know that this is a holiday. This is a holiday that
Well-
many come in for.
I have a question to all of us. She's got Maddox Foundation money for these two events, Mara has. So all she's wanting is extra money for advertising. Couldn't you do that on $250?
So which one are you looking at? The Town Hall Concert Series for 250?
No, she's looking at the, not, the two Main Street events.
Making and the
So,
Settlers
I
Day.
like the Settlers Day at the museum. I think it should be well funded. The reason why is that I know that it,
On concert series.
well, I know the Settlers Day at Museum is a three-way partnership
Yeah,
between Main Street, Chamber, and the museum. It's a brand new event, and I can kind of tell a little bit about it because basically what they're doing is they're having a scavenger hunt. So you can go, they're gonna have people in costumes. You can go through all the different buildings and with, especially for kids or adults. You guys are invited. Everyone's invited. But you go through with your sheet, you learn a little bit about Lee County history. You get your stamper, whatever, and then you get your prize at the end. So it's also good traction for the museum and all the organizations. They're having a check wagon dinner, a concert. I think it's going to be a good day for Lovington. I can see a lot of stuff going on for Lovington that day. So I do like Settlers Day. Town Hall concert, so I think Settlers Day should be raised. I think that's too low. I think they should.
so if we did 250 for Mara's first one. And the 5,
So my problem is with Party in the Park is that I don't want to go to the Chamber of Commerce and say, you may have $67.50 to spend, but we don't know for sure, and we don't know how the commissioner's gonna react on an event that's already passed, especially with no precedents. So, and we only have, less than a week.
yeah,
So I think personally, I just don't want the chamber to be in a situation where they're going to consider they have $6,700 to $6,750 to spend, and then the commissioners go back and say, we don't fund events that have already happened, we don't agree with that amount or something like that. So I would lower that Party in the Park amount. And then I would not Bacon Shindig, yeah, but Settlers Day, I don't know.
So, on the Party in the Park, Miss Betty did give me her thoughts on it, and I believe it was about
That's okay.
4,250.
sorry.
I think that's too high.
I'm real scrunched.
You what?
Scrunchy.
So, okay.
Yeah, how about 4,000?
So if you do, why don't you do 4,000 Party in the Park, 2,000 for Settlers Day, 1,000 for the museum for their concert series, and 1,000 for Not Bacon Shindig. That's 8,000 right there.
Okay, you want to do 4,000 for the party,
Mhm.
town, country, town series.
Well, Melissa, what do you think?
She's up here, wait a minute, I got too many numbers going here.
You have too many people talking in your ear.
That sounds all right. Is that what y'all saying?
Well, what do you think? 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, 4,000?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to do 2,000 for Settlers Day?
I think it's gonna be a good event. That one I read was in
Okay, you're gonna be in
September.
charge of getting all the goodies for it then. We want numbers.
Yes,
We want
we
numbers.
want numbers.
Okay, I'm gonna do 1,000 for the others.
I think so.
For both town hall and non-big kid.
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah.
non-bank at Shindig and Town Hall will get $1,000 each.
Okay.
The Settlers Day will get 2,000 and Party of the Park 4,000.
Okay.
Because I think 4,000 is reasonable she could do a lot of advertising in less than a week for 4. And then if they don't approve it, I think it still would be doable.
All right, so we'll just need an action item, just put in the motion what you guys.
Okay,
Oh, Miss Price.
we need a motion to distribute the lodging tax fund for event holders.
I'll make a motion.
A second.
Oh, you go ahead and say how much to each.
Okay, I'll make a motion for,
Shindig.
non-shindig, $1,000. And the Sellers Day at the museum, 2,000, Town Hall concert series, 1,000, and Party in the Park, 4,000.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're good. Anything else, ladies? Questions?
Not shindig thing, it actually helped the look to the end a lot with the beer garden. We made quite a bit of money.
Oh, I mean, there's,
We did.
Well, but that don't bring in
I know.
sleepers. We need sleepers.
Well, and when they get drunk, they go to the.
yeah, exactly, there you go.
Write that down next time.
If there's nothing else,
So we do, even when, like, when we do have events and stuff and they come to the Love TV, we offer, if they go in the bar, we offer them a discount rate so they could go and sleep and not drive.
Well, that's good to
That is
consider
awesome.
for EDC when they have a beer garden. Mata had a beer garden at Smoking on the Plaza. So that's another,
So,
it's good
yeah,
to know.
so that way we can start tracking that they're coming in off these events.
that is
That's
a
awesome.
plus.
Mhm. Yep.
Anything else? I call for an
I
adjournment.
make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're good.
Room is super hot.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
trying to
usually I
figure out.
get in trouble for that.
I got asked, but I'm like, oh, I'm trying to call.
I'm a hot
Come
mess.
get me. All right, bye.
I'm a hot mess. Be mad.
Do you have questions, Melissa?